Hey guys, welcome to another Tamro College guide. Today, I want to do a real quick guide on Kingewitch. I'm sure I pronounced that incorrectly. This is a character, one of the base game characters in Pagan Online. He's one of the first characters you can unlock. I want to do a series of these on the base game characters, just so everyone can kind of get a feel for, like, if you're new to the game and you're wondering, like, do I want to pick a melee or do I want to pick a range or do I want to pick a tank? You know, I've had a lot of my friends ask me since the game's in early access, like, hey, what does this character do? What does he play like? So that's why I wanted to do this guide. But yeah, let's get right into it. So this is Kingewitch. He's, like I said, he's one of the base game characters. Let's go to the abilities here. So actually, we'll go to the Hero Forge. So this guy obviously is a melee. He has some range stuff. It's kind of interesting, and some gap closers. This is going to be like your melee character. Big axe. That should seem obvious to most people. As far as abilities here, they're actually really interesting. You're gonna have each of your characters in this game is gonna have a passive. Like, look, let's see. It says Kingewitch is a melee fighter who wields two-handed axes and sports a well-rounded ability roster. Primary attribute strength. We'll get to that in a second. But each of these characters is gonna have a passive. His is anytime you use any of his abilities, he gains a temporary damage boost and it adds a life leech to his next primary attack. You'll see a little like a little buff comes up. It'll let you know, like, hey, your next attack has like a little boost to it. It's super nice. Fury strikes, this is gonna be like your spammable, it's like your auto like basic attack. You can see here that he cleaves through enemies. It does a 360-degree hit around Kingewitch on the last hit. It's nice. This is also how you're gonna build your like primary stat, your attack stat. I think it's called Fury. So Power Slam is really neat, guys. This ability actually generates extra Fury. And one of the weapons I have, actually you get health back. One of the legendary weapons for this guy gives you health back when you use this ability, equal to like the amount of damage that you do. It's actually really interesting. But again, really nice AoE. It combos up really nice with one of the other abilities I'll show you in a second. So Kubara is pretty neat. It's like his ranged, it's like a little gun he pulls out. It's like ranged ability. What's cool about this ability is like if there's times in the game where you can't get near an enemy because they're doing like an AoE around their body. And there's certain enemies you want to kite. This Kubara is really nice for that. And the cooldown's pretty low on this ability. It's kind of nice. Dash is really nice. So this is your get the hell out of it like move. So not only is this guy melee, he also has the ability to kind of move around. The cooldown on this is actually low too, which is super nice. Not only does this get you out of damage, it also leaves damage on the ground, like fire damage. So if you use this and teleport through an enemy, you'll actually with this you'll actually damage them. Which is really nice. I use this ability all the time. Whirlwind is really cool. It's like his he spins his axe around and does a lot of AoE. It kind of reminds me of Diablo a bit. Really nice ability. Again, if you need to kite something or something's damaging you, you can kind of move around and get away from it and still damage it. This is a really nice way to start a fight too, because usually there's a lot of ads at the start of a fight. You can knock them all out, like small ads. Stomp, I love this ability. So this ability actually gives you the ability to move around. So not only does this ability damage you'll jump to a target, you'll jump to wherever your mouse is and damage the ground in an AoE. You'll also stun everyone in the area, which is really nice. There's some ghost ads do like a spin that's kind of nasty. And you can stun stuff, but this also lets you move around. So like if you need to move out of damage and you don't have a like left shift ability for like your dash, you can actually use this to get out of damage, which is also really nice. Again, damage is good, cooldown's kind of high, but it should be. It's kind of an OP ability. And then your execute, it's called execution. Unleash the master frontal hit that instantly kills most enemies if they have less than a certain amount of health. Okay, so those are all his abilities. Guys, let's take a look at some of the stats on these real quick, and I'll show you what some of these do. So you can see this is physical damage. It does a slow. I just kind of want to show you guys these. These are obviously upgraded. These aren't like base game stats. But I wanted to show you. So Whirlwind is 100% bonus damage to slow targets. You can see this one does physical damage. It's an AoE and a stun. And this one's interesting. This is actually an execute. It's an instant kill threshold for anything. It's an instant kill threshold for anything under 50%. Primary stats for Kingewitch are going to be physical damage, crit, like critical, and strength for Kingewitch. I know some friends of mine who've done some other stuff with like health builds and different things you can do. You can do that. These are the 3 primary stats: physical, crit, and strength. You're going to want to stack on Kingewitch. Also, in the description down below, I'm going to link link to a stat calculator. It's like a Google Doc that our friend Sentinita in the Discord put together. Game's still in early access. This stat calculator is still really new. But if you're interested in, like, you know, how stats are calculated and different things and how you can push your DPS or whatever stat you want to push, you can use this calculator. Thank you so much to Sentinita. Like I said, really cool that they did that. But I think that pretty much does it. If you guys have any other questions about Kingewitch, feel free to leave me the questions down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!